What's up, everybody? It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show every 24-hour a day. Coming back from the break. I also forgot to mention that you all can comment on the Rabblecast and on Spreaker, and you can also tweet us on our Twitter at KBR_sports, where we can read your comments and your Twitter live during the show. So remember, you guys can always comment, and we will read your comments and your tweets throughout the show. But moving on to our next topic. So both teams, we got two teams that played last night, Nigel. I got two different kind of looks to them, and that would be the Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets, for the most part, because of the fact that now they're without three-time Defensive Player of the Year Dwight Howard, and now they have a new head coach in Mike D'Antoni, and they're essentially Mike D'Antoni has moved James Harden to the point guard spot. On the other side, we got the Los Angeles Lakers, who watched Kobe Bryant walk away from the game with his 60-point performance in which he said the Mamba out to just cap it all off. But then the Lakers themselves, they drafted number 2 overall pick Brandon Ingram. They hired Luke Walton. They brought in new guys like Timothy Mozgov and the whole bunch. So, what did you think of what we saw from the new look Lakers last night against the Rockets? The Lakers came out with the win, 120-114. So obviously this game didn't have much defense involved in it. But Nigel, what did you think about the new look Lakers and the new look Rockets? Start with the Lakers first.
D'Angelo looked good. Clarkson looked good. I mean, Rockets aren't how do I say? They don't care about defense. Let's go with that. So it's a real tough. It's really hard to judge on that basis. I want to see them against a little bit stiffer competition on defense when you have the likes of James Harden, Eric Gordon, and Ryan Anderson playing defense against you. It makes it a little bit easier. But I always think it's good for them. I mean, it's always good for young players to get the first victory out the way and get it early. It calms the nerves a little bit. You don't have to put too much pressure on you to get that first win. But on the other hand, I mean, so on that reference, I think it's good. On the Hornets, not the Hornets, the Rockets end. You saw what you wanted out of James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
You saw on offense, everything was perfect. They put up 114 points.
Yeah, beautiful.
Well, there's another side of the ball you gotta play. So
you were satisfied with the defense.
120 is not that bad, but
especially when both teams shoot over 50%.
Can't wait to see them play the Warriors.
Oh man. Warriors not go for 200, bro.
But and offense was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden was beautiful. But God,
yeah, 14. James Harden had 14 assists in the first half.
The crazy thing is, he said Mike D'Antoni said he wants to double James Harden's assists, and James Harden said expletive. That's 14. That's crazy. Had 14 in the first half.
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild.
And then, but again, they're gonna get that on offense. I think the offense was fine. Mike D'Antoni, we know he can do it on offense.
Mm-hmm.
We know he can do it. Players who can handle the ball like James Harden. He's got to do it on defense. Just need that team to play some defense. Not be great on defense. You don't have to be top 5 on defense. You got to be top 10. If you can just be average on defense with that offense, they can make the playoffs.
Wait, what?
Yeah. If they play average defense with that offense, they'll make the playoffs. I think that's a crazy statement to make. Really? You think that's crazy to say?
To me, it's like there's a reason why these kind of offenses. The reason why it's not working in NFL with Chip Kelly, and the reason why I don't.
To be fair, Chip Kelly does not have the offense. The offense that the Rockets have.
He doesn't have the talent, as much talent as the Rockets have. But yeah, he did have that once upon a time in Philadelphia when Chip Kelly was in Philadelphia, and they did make the playoffs. But the problem was that was all around the team. They had LaShawn McCoy, other skill positions. They had Deshaun Jackson and everything. Literally, this team is James Harden. That's literally what it is. It's James Harden.
Their offense was fine.
But the thing is, it's James Harden.
Their offense will be fine.
I don't doubt their offense will be fine. They're going to shoot the ball. You're right.
Exactly.
But you got to defend people.
That's not just on.
And then and imagine higher level teams such as now one thing.
Trying to say the Lakers aren't higher level. Keep going. All right, keep going. We know they're terrible.
Wait. I'll get to the Lakers.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, the best defensive player in their starting lineup is Trevor Ariza, who is a good defender. But then you go outside of all those other positions, they're not solid on defense. So how can you can't just put up a whole racket of offensive points? You'll be the Suns. You'll be the Utah Jazz. You can score as many points as you want, and then you'll end up struggling to get into the playoffs.
Who the Utah Jazz ever like that?
Utah Jazz top 10.
When?
In scoring.
When?
Last season.
They didn't come on defense. They had injuries.
No, I'm talking about if you just are an offensive team and you can't stop people. That's what I'm talking about.
The Jazz.
Yes.
Brendan.
Apart from Rudy Gobert. Gobert.
I would really like you to go back and look at what the Jazz were. I think you got that wrong.
On defense?
They were a great defensive team. They were they were not that great on offense.
They were top 10. Oh, was I looking at their defense?
Brandon, go look it back.
I was looking at their defense
No, they were not a great. The reason they made the playoffs, I mean, they had a stretch where they had Rudy Gobert out, Gordon Hayward out, Alex Burke out, and their starting point guard out, who's blanking around. I'm blanking on right now. Yeah, I'm blanking on their point guard. Was Trey Burke their starter? He may have been their starter, but they were all four of them were out at a certain time.
But the point, you can't just get into the playoffs and make a deep playoff. Like literally, the Rockets skidded in there the last minute last season, and they had Dwight Howard still there, the defensive anchor, still there. So I mean,
unmotivated Dwight Howard.
You said unmotivated Dwight Howard, but he was still there on the team. He was still there as a presence. I mean, at the end of the day, Dwight Howard still plays defense. Now, offense, he might not run the floor and stuff as much, but he would still play defense. But I don't. And then they lost to the Lakers.
You make it sound like the Lakers are bad.
Maybe I have the past few years. Nigel, they're young.
To me, you're not bad. I mean, they're young. Every young team is bad. The Bulls were bad.
There's a difference between young bad and good young bad.
I mean, they're not good young. They have good talent. They have good young talent.
Because
they're just a bad team right now.
But how do we know that after one game?
How much you want to bet they win 40 games?
That they win 40 games?
They win 40 games. That's missing the playoffs.
I'd say 35.
They probably won 35, yeah. Well, how much did they win last year?
17.
They'll probably get 30. I'd say 33.
Oh man, but I like how the Lakers are looking though.
I never said they didn't look good.
But I think that D'Angelo Russell, I think this will be like his breakout season. Because he doesn't have... Why you got that face?
What do you mean breakout?
I think he'll average 20 plus.
Okay.
What?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
No, you making faces and stuff.
This is your segment. Go ahead.
I want to hear why you're making faces as if...
I ain't making no faces.
Why won't D'Angelo Russell average 20 plus?
How many points did he average last year?
He averaged 13. With a Kobe Bryant that took more shots than him. And he came off the bench for part of the season as well. And he still averaged 13.
I guess he would be the first option. He'd probably average 20 on... Would I expect him to average 17, 18?
I think he can, especially in an offense where it gets him a lot of good quality shots.
If they get him good quality shots, 17, 18.
I think he can average 20 plus, bro. I certainly think he can average 20 plus.
Never let it be said, I don't let you have your dreams. Don't ever let it be said.
What do you mean?
Just 20 points?
Yeah, 20 points. He can do it. He showed stretches. There was a stretch after the All-Star break where he averaged about 19, 18 points when he got put back in the starting lineup.
Is that 20?
Nigel. I guess we're not going to consider the first half of the season where he was benched, or for the middle half of the season where he was benched at.
I'm just saying.
That matters into your averages, man. But I like how they're looking.
20 every single night.
I can say, no. You don't have to. You have to average 20. That means you have games where you go above, and he's shown the capabilities.
I know how averages work.
Yeah, I'm making sure you know how averages work. You sound like you doubting my man D'Angelo.
I'm just saying 17, 18. I would go ahead.
He had 20 last night.
He had 20 last night in the blowout.
Yeah, exactly.
In a blow, he put up 120 last night. He only put up 20 points.
They shared the ball.
Exactly. He's not gonna get 20.
He can get if he had 20 on.
Keep going with your point, by the way. I'm trying to get you back on track. Keep going on.
No, because you disrespecting this man, D'Angelo Russell.
I like D'Angelo Russell.
Do you?
I do.
Are you sure you like Russell? I'm not sure about that.
Continue with your point.
Okay, Okay, let me see what I'm saying.
Please.
My point is, I think that the Lakers are one of those teams that, despite all the bad management that's happened over the past few years, they've had terrible management.
No,
Nigel,
come on, you're
Nigel, it's been terrible.
You're over-exaggerating.
Nigel, why? If you bring Dwight Howard to town, right? Okay. And your team is, why would you get the head coach for the point guard that's 39 years old? Nigel, that doesn't make any sense.
One move doesn't make terrible management.
Nigel, what? He told you what he wanted.
He did. One move doesn't make terrible management for years.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It's a bad move. It was a bad move. You
hired 2 coaches within a 3-month span. You fired 1 coach after 8 games.
Yes. To be fair, he was a bad coach.
You hired him.
Different team.
What do you mean?
Cavaliers hired David Blatt to coach a certain team. Guess what? He didn't get that team. David Blatt was a good coach. Got fired. Because that wasn't the team he was coming in to coach.
David Blatt took his team to the finals. If it wasn't the fact that LeBron didn't feel like this man was inexperienced and whatnot, David Blatt would probably still have his job.
Right now, we would not win the finals last year with David Blatt.
You said you would not have?
Would have not won a finals.
He got you 6 games.
Would not have won one.
He got you 6 games without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love.
He did. Yeah, good respect to David Blatt. Came in, he did a great job. That team got better under Tyronn Lue.
I'm not disputing that it didn't get better, but y'all won 6 games with David Blatt.
That does not dispute my point, though. Look, and why do you keep getting off track? Finish your
point.
You're
the one that referenced David Blatt.
We're back on track, though.
But my point is, they've had bad management over the past 2 to 3 years. Ever since Kobe tore his Achilles, that's when the Lakers has been.
To be fair, last year was a plan being bad, though.
Last year, I don't really think they thought they planned. I don't believe they planned on. I didn't think they thought Kobe was going to come back and play that bad. I think they thought Kobe could at least come back and average 25 and carry them into the playoffs again, just like he did in the year beforehand or 2 years prior. D'Angelo Russell, Kobe Bryant, Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, and Roy Hibbert.
You don't start 2 rookies if you plan on making the playoffs that year. You don't plan on starting a second guy if you plan on, and 2 rookies if you plan on making the playoffs that year. You don't start Roy Hibbert if you plan on making the playoffs that year.
They thought that Kobe Bryant could take him to the promised land like he did 2 years prior.
But that team, sorry, I cut you off. But that team was much better than. Once again, you don't put 2 rookies and a second-year player and say, Kobe, get into the playoffs.
Kobe, you don't put 2 guys that deserve to be in the D League, 3 guys on a team with Kobe and say, take us to the playoffs. But they did it in 2006, and guess what Kobe did? He took him to the playoffs.
That was bad management.
And Kobe took him to the playoffs, and they expected him to do the same thing again.
No, he didn't.
And yes, they did.
He did not.
The Lakers did not project to be that bad again.
Yes, they absolutely did.
They did not.
You know why they did? Because they knew they didn't have their pick unless they were that bad.
Last season?
They didn't have their pick. If they were good last year, they lose their pick.
But the Lakers were not bombing games. There's a difference.
No,
they tried to make a run at free agents. They didn't get the free agents, and then the free agents didn't, because nobody knew how Kobe's health was going to be. But they didn't tank the season. It's a different thing between taking the season. They still played Kobe an exorbitant amount of minutes, so they were trying to win games. And then once they realized Kobe was not the same Kobe, they were like, "Hey, Kobe, put some ice on that shoulder and get to the bench." That's exactly what they did.
No, they knew if they were good last year, they lose their pick. So you know what they said? Hey, Kobe, you have a farewell tour. You jazz it up a little bit. We play our young guys a little bit with them. They get a little bit better, and then maybe we can disguise that it's not that bad of a season because it's Kobe's last season.
Nigel, if your head coach, if your star player tells you,
Byron Sky's the head coach. They were tanking the season, so they made him the head coach.
I don't. They were not. That's the thing. I don't think they plan on taking. The fact that they fired Byron Scott literally right after this pass shows that they were actually trying to do something to him, and he didn't have a good relationship with D'Angelo Russell and the young core. They didn't feel like he was a coach that could develop players, so they fired him.
If they tank in the season and they fired him after the season, does that not mean he did a good job for that season? So now, hey, you did a good job. Now get out.
You did a bad job.
No, he did. He did exactly what they wanted him to do.
Why does Brett Brown still have a job in Philadelphia? A job, man. But why does he still have a job in Philadelphia?
Because he's done a good job in Philadelphia.
And Byron Scott did the same thing in Los Angeles. He got fired because the team wanted to win games. Brett Brown lost games. They were the worst team in the NBA.
They had the least amount of talent in the NBA.
And you're making the case that the Lakers wanted to do the same thing. So why did Byron Scott get fired if they wanted to tank games?
Byron Scott is not the guy they wanted to go forward with. Philadelphia.
Nigel, isn't that bad management? If you hired the guy and he wasn't who you wanted,
they wanted to be bad. I said that they wanted to be bad.
Then why would you hire this guy?
Finish.
Okay, go ahead.
They wanted to be bad. So what they do? They go out and got a bad head coach. Now that they don't want to be terrible anymore, they say, hey, let's go out and actually find a good head coach, which they brought in Luke Walton, compared to Philadelphia, who likes Brett Brown, brought him, he lost a bunch of games, but they still like him and what he's done with the team and plan on keeping him until they think, hey, you know what, maybe this guy isn't good, and we'll let him go then.
So if you knew you could have kept... The Lakers would have never had to go through this bad period if they would have hired the... Dwight Howard wanted Phil Jackson to get hired. And instead of prior to the season, they hired a coach for a 39-year-old point guard who ended up running Kobe into an Achilles injury. So, how is that not bad man? That's literally the prototype.
I said one move is bad management. You said
that's multiple moves. That's literally 2 or 3 moves in one season.
I say they had one bad move, which was the whole Dwight Howard thing. Then after that, everything else, they haven't had a bad management move since then. I don't think.
That's 3 moves.
Hold on. Outside of Mozgov getting $64 million.
I think
that's a bad move.
If you didn't pay Mozgov that money, I'm pretty sure Mozgov goes to the Warriors.
So
you that's a solid big man. That's a good big man they could have got instead of Zaza.
You want to pay $18 million for a guy who barely played last year,
and where else is the money gonna go?
Fine, pay anybody.
That's my point. Where's the money gonna go?
I don't have a problem with the money. I have a problem with the 4 years.
The 4 years was now that I agree with you on that. The 4 years was kind of a stretch, but the thing is, it's like, what other big man were you gonna get? Where else would you go? That's what I'm saying. Mozgov is literally a quality big man in the NBA.
Not $18 million big man in the NBA.
And half these guards and stuff that are getting paid $18 million aren't $18 million guards.
Who?
Matthew Dellavedova got $13 million.
$9 million.
I'm talking about what's it called over there, his guaranteed and his bonuses.
$9 million.
That's straight up. I'm talking about the bonuses with it.
But his salary right now, if he gets his bonuses, sure. But his base salary is $9 million a year. That's half of what Mozgov got.
But Mozgov does more. Matthew Dellavedova was a point guard that literally didn't even see minutes half the time. After a while, let me finish. Let me finish. In the tier ends of the NBA Finals, Matthew Dellavedova's minutes got cut extremely cut.
I'm trying to figure out the difference here. Mozgov didn't play most of the season.
Because of the matchup they played. Again, Matthew Dellavedova's skill set still fit them against the Warriors. Timothy Mozgov didn't fit against the Warriors. He was a big guy that could get taken off the Warriors.
Season. His minutes got cut all season.
Because you were integrating.
Once again, I don't have a problem with the main money. I have a problem with the 4 years. That's the only problem I have with that. You pay him $18 million for a year.
So you don't think three mistakes? 3 mistakes don't deserve to get a guy as bad management.
But that's not a crippling mistake.
That was a continuous cycle that sent the franchise. Okay, let me read you each mistake they made, and after this, I gotta go on to the next topic. I gotta go into the break. But for one, you trade all those assets to get Steve Nash, an aging point guard.
Actually, I completely forgot about that. You're right.
You see what I'm saying? They traded.
I completely forgot about that. You're right.
Oh, okay, I know.
I completely forgot about the trade.
All right, y'all. We're about to hit our next break. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk about a certain team, a new team to Los Angeles that a lot of fans are calling for a rookie quarterback to actually supplant a 4-year guy. Figure out who it is after the break. It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show, your 24-hour day.